is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we get into one of the records. We get into the music, the lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. So that's all I have for the board intro. We are in Long Island season on the podcast. We are starting Long Island season right now. It's going to last for 3 weeks, 3 bands. So what are we doing this week, Jeff? Go.
We should have done it this week, but we might be able to do it next week or maybe the final week. But we should drink Long Island iced teas.
Oh, let's do it. Yeah, to round out Long Island season.
Yeah, Long Island iced teas.
Long Island iced teas on Long Island season.
And we
what we should have done is we should have gotten each episode. We should have gotten a different brand of Long Island iced tea. That way we could have ranked all the Long Island iced teas.
I was going to make my own.
You were. Oh, I was going to buy like, what is it? Twisted tea or something like that, or twist tea or something.
There's alcohol in that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I was going to make my own.
Okay. Well, you can make your own. I'm just going to buy it. That's okay. I'm not going to go out and buy liquor for this.
You don't have all. That's it's like all it's vodka, rum, gin, tequila. It's like all liquors.
I don't have any of that. Oh, I have a little bit of vodka, and that's pretty much it, and some whiskey.
I've seen your liquor cabinet. There's like nothing in there.
There's nothing in there.
Shit.
Because nobody drinks. I mean, we don't. Tammy and I don't drink liquor. There's
you don't drink anything fun. You don't eat anything. All you eat is Pizza Hut. So
we only drink beer and wine. Really, we don't really drink licker. We have Jaeger and
live in a
vodka.
house where all
we
you
have
eat
Jaeger
is
and
Pizza
vodka,
Hut, and all you drink is Coors Light.
We have Jaeger and vodka in the garage, in the freezer in the garage. But other than that, yeah, we don't.
I've seen your trash can. I saw the Pizza.
You
Hut
saw
boxes.
one Pizza Hut box that Tammy ate. Tammy's
I saw
the
your
one that
Pizza
eats
Hut boxes.
I hate pizza. Pizza Hut is like one of the worst.
Pizza Hut and Coors Light. It's like the most white trash household like in America. That's okay. I sometimes like when I just want like a really dirty, slutty pizza, I'll eat Pizza Hut. That's what I go for.
Pizza Hut's the worst. One of the worst.
Something that's like spilling over all the edges and like, I don't even care what I eat right now.
Pizza Hut doesn't even spill over the edges. It's like so manicured and so perfect looking.
They put a lot of fucking sauce on it though.
They do put a lot of sauce. It's disgusting. Way too much sauce. And their sauce isn't even that good. And the sauce is the key ingredient in pizza. So if you have bad sauce, you're gonna have bad pizza. Like, without a doubt.
I agree. Sauce is the most important, yes.
Yes, 100%. And they put too much of the bad sauce on it. So, anyway, moving on. We are doing the Movielife this week. We are doing this time next year, second record from the year 2000. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to get into the music, lyrics, how it was made. But we're first going to start with our origin story with the Movielife. And then we're going to give our first impressions on the record this time next year. And then go on with the songs and so on and so forth. So, origin story, the Movielife. What do you got? Go.
Angel, friend of the pod, Angel. He's the one that got me into I Am the Avalanche. That was like right after high school.
Okay.
And my origin story with Angel's weird because I knew him. We played t-ball together, baseball. Then I didn't see him again until high school. I didn't really hang out with him until like essentially college. But that was because he and Kevin and Brian and Dan lived together. But then I started hanging out with Brian a lot more. Because at that house, right? Angel's house.
Oh, the Angel's
party house. Yeah, whatever.
That was the first party house. Angel's parents' house was the first party house.
And then Brian's.
The big party house, yeah.
Yeah, the reckless party house.
The reckless party. And then we eventually, the cornhole where I currently live now became the third and final party house.
Yes.
There were a lot of parties here.
Do you think like there were more parties at the castle than there was at the second party house?
No. Kevin and Brian's house, that second party house, that was every Friday and Saturday night for at least a year.
There was a lot of times too going there where like I knew like 3 people.
Yeah.
And the next week I knew the same 3 people and everybody else was totally different.
Yeah. It was.
That was cool. That was fun.
Revolving door. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, it was Angel. It was Angel. And after high school, so like 2006, 7-ish is when I started hanging out with him more, going to his house. Mostly just like dicking around, jamming, skating, just literally wasting time. That's all we did was just waste time, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a Wednesday during summer. Like nobody really works, but like we don't have like a lot of money. We don't really want to go to the mall and spend money. Like what do? I don't know. Let's just listen to music and just do nothing for 3 hours.
Or we all work part-time, like 15, 20 hours a week. We're all working part-time, so there's so much free time to just dick around and do hood rat shit.
We just did nothing.
What we did.
That's exactly especially during the day where it's just like, let's just go pick up like McDonald's or something and then we'll hang out And then we like do fun stuff at night. Mostly just mischief, vandalism, stuff like that.
A lot of
During the day,
trespassing. There was a lot of
trespassing. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Constantly trespassing.
Trespassing
But during
was
the
the
day
biggest
was just like McDonald's and chill, right? Just did nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I got into I Am the Avalanche. Was at Angel's party house, and then loved him. And then I really got into him when Avalanche United came out, because that was the first release that I could get behind, because it came out like as I liked them, because the first record had already come out by the time I got into him. And then I've seen him live a lot of times.
But we're talking about the Movielife, so
yeah. But then subsequently that's how I got into the Movielife, was through I Am the Avalanche.
There you go. My introduction to the Movielife, honestly, this week was the first time I've ever listened to them. I've listened,
been telling you for years.
I know. And I got into I Am the Avalanche. I got into I Am the Avalanche probably just before we started collecting vinyl. So around 2018, 2019, I heard Avalanche United. I really liked it. We've obviously done that record on the pod since then, but I got really, really into that album and that band, really, for the most part. I really dig them. But yeah, the Movielife, I just thought, what's going to be better than Avalanche United? I can't imagine Vinny doing something cooler than that. So I never cared too much to listen to them. So I just never did until this week. And damn, dude, their first two records, killer.
I've literally told you, I think you would like the Movielife more than you like I Am the Avalanche.
You have said that many times. You have said that.
Boop, boop, boop. This is fucking Romeo and Juliet thing.
It's probably it's probably on my listen to list too. You probably put it on my listen to list, and I just haven't listened to it yet. Of like 40 bands and albums to listen to. But anyway, yeah. First impressions. This leads into the first impressions of this record this time next year. What do you got for this one?
First impressions was, this is not I Am the Avalanche, and therefore it's not as good, because I really, really like that first I Am the Avalanche record because of Vinny's lyrics. They're deep. And then Avalanche United was like when he was going through his divorce from his first wife. So it's very, very personal, and it's really, really dense with some amazing songwriting. And the Movielife, I was like, this is cool, but it's just Vinny being a punker. Which is really kind of what it is, but that's not fair just to poo-poo it aside like that. Yeah. That's my first impressions with it. Subsequent years and listens, I have come to just like, damn, this is the shit, dude. This is so fucking good. And like, this is just so much of the music that we love, like, owes, at least in some part, to like the Movielife tour circuit, what they were doing with this specific sound, introducing bands. And I sent you a link earlier of like Brand New opening up for the Movielife, and Vinny's like, I want like this band, Brand New, and then this band where Brand New's not even the fucking under headliner, right?
Yeah.
And that's just like fucking crazy to me. This is insane to me. It's just like the family tree of like coming from the Movielife is it's really cool. It's rad.
Yeah. All these bands were so intertwined with each other, and that's why we're doing Long Island season, because all three bands that we're doing have had bands. They've all played together at some point, within their respective bands, which is cool too. It's a very small, very, very tiny fucking scene, but very popular scene. Like a lot of bigger rock bands, modern rock bands have come out of this. Influential rock bands have come out of this scene, which is super
straight
cool.
Up. There would be no Taking Back Sunday if it wasn't for the Movielife. Eddie
100%.
Reyes had not, you know what I mean? And same with Brand New. There wouldn't be a Brand New if it wasn't for the Movielife.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Reyes.
I'm saying he's better than the other, but there wouldn't be none.
Eddie Reyes was the original guitar player for the Movielife. He was literally in this band. He started this band with Vinny and a couple of the other guys, but he left before the first recordings to go start the Runner Up, I believe it was, and then eventually Taking Back Sunday. And then, yeah, like you said, I mean, Jesse Lacey wasn't in this band, but I mean, really good friends. A couple of the guys, or two of the guys who originally started this band, too, I think they went on to go be in Brand New, or it was something like that.
There was like a different third band that one of the guys from Brand New, or Jesse Lacey, was in that other band with the guys that were in this band, and then they broke up, and those other guys that were in this band, Movielife, didn't really do anything, but then Jesse Lacey hooked up and then did Brand New.
I mean, first he did Taking Back Sunday, and then he did Brand New. And then, dude, it's fucking weird. And then even now, like up until this day, in 2017, Matt Fazzi, however you say his last name, he's the touring guitar player for the Movielife since 2017, and he was the guitar player in Taking Back Sunday from like 2007 until 2011. So he was an actual member in Taking Back Sunday, and is now the touring guitar player for the last, what are we on, 8 years now for the Movielife. So
good.
It's all so intertwined. And then also Matt Fazzi is also the touring bass player for was it RX Bandits, I believe? Yeah, for RX Bandits. And then there's that connection with Vinny Caruno, who was in another band with Steve Choi from RX Bandits. So it's like there's all this like this interplay and incest, not incest, but just all these guys have played in all these same bands, and they're all
weird way to put it, but yeah, that's what it is.
It's incestuous,
very, like incestuous.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Bayside, I like Bayside a lot. Like there would be no Bayside if it wasn't for the Movielife.
Yeah.
Like that, one of the dudes that was in the Movielife left and then joined Bayside and started Bayside, and it's just it's cool.
It is cool. It's a good starting point for this season, and it's a great record in general. So let's start. Do we have any stinkers?
No.
Yeah. Say I don't have any stinkers.
No.
Fuck no. Banger wise, I mean they're all great songs. I put 6 songs that are worth talking about. The other ones are just more like, okay, I've already heard this in this song. I've heard this and that. So, but in the end, there's 12 songs. It clocks in at like 32 minutes, some shit like that. So it's a fairly short record. So
I also put down 6 bangers, but then I added 6 more after that. So
you're an idiot. All right, so let's get into our number 1 banger, 1B. What is your 1B? Go.
Another friend. That's my favorite fucking Movielife song, second to last.
Okay. This did not make a banger list. My banger list.
That's
fine.
That's hold on. That's something.
Okay, that's fine. Let's get into it.
I think the freaking getting to this record, you probably like glossing over a lot of the songs because they do sound very similar, but I like Vinny like a lot, dude. I really, really do like a lot of the things that he does. So when I hear him sing, even like the smallest of melodies, and this one opens with "All I Ever See," and like, oh, cool, I know that melody because you will like take that melody and kind of like change it a little bit and do something like that on like one of the I Am the Avalanche records. So I think a lot of the things that I love about this record is because I hear the more adult version, I guess, on an I Am the Avalanche record, or on one of his solo records, or on something that he like guest vocal and like one of the Bayside songs that he like guest vocal and like, oh fuck yeah, that's the same thing you did, but it all starts here, especially on this record.
Agreed.
But yeah, I fucking love this song, dude. All I ever see.
Starts out with that big heavy fucking bass line, the big drums and everything like that. But then in the end, this song is just a pop punk song, which is not a bad thing, but it's very pop punk. There's some of that kind of Fugazi kind of style to it, like with like the guts, just very kind of basic drums. Everything's kind of loud. The higher guitar riffs, kind of that like I said, that post hardcore sound, but it doesn't. I agree with you. Like he did this kind of style vocally and melodically. He did it so much better with I Am the Avalanche, but it's not a knock to the song because he was so young. He just refined it. Yeah, it's different. He refined it for I Am the Avalanche, but I definitely hear a lot of I Am the Avalanche, and it worked better in that band.
This is a punk record. This is a punk song, and like the way that falling guitar, that and Vinny's just singing whatever the fuck he wants to sing. Things don't go my way. So like everyone's just doing whatever they want because that's what punkers do. Like they have all these cool ideas, and no one really wants to like work together. And a lot of times it just sounds like complete shit. But like what set the Movielife apart, and then I had you listen to Saves the Day's first record.
I did too today. I listened to that
because
too.
that was. I'm surprised you fucking did something I asked you to do. You never do anything.
I did a lot
today.
The
opposite of what I asked you to do. Whenever I say do something, you actually do the opposite of that by not doing it. But I had you listen to that one because that came out before the Movielife's first record. And the difference being is like that record is so disjointed because Chris Conley is, like him or hate his vocal style, he's better at the pop punk strict stuff than he is at the melodic hardcore. When he sings like that and it's the melodic hardcore instrumentals, it's just fucking stupid. It's like, dude, that's not you. Like, find your thing, stick with it. And that's what we get. Like later on, they've never done that sound ever again. But that record came out before the Movie Life. But the Movie Life is special, and that they were so influential is because they bridged all of these different genres into one, and everybody loved it. And then, like, on top of that, their stage presence was just fucking unreal. Like, dude, every single person in that band had just immense swagger when they're on stage. Yeah. Everybody loved them. They were great. But it's my favorite song.
Yeah, I watched some live videos from back then. I mean, we could even talk about the video you sent me like right before we started podcasting. But yeah, I agree. The way that they handled the crowd, they controlled the crowd. They were a very lively band. They had a shit ton of energy. The crowd went fucking crazy. I mean, these guys aren't like a strict hardcore band, you know, but they still had kids, like a lot of kids jumping on stage, dancing with them, so much stage diving. I mean, it looked like it was so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
And the nostalgia hit so hard. I mean, I've never seen the Movie Life, but you and I have both been to a lot of shows like this. So the nostalgia hits really, really fucking hard watching these videos from 2000, 2001, 2002. Because I did watch several live videos from back then, and it was just the nostalgia, man. It's crazy. Like going to these shows,
Absolutely.
it's like going to shows now. There's still a ton of fun and everything, but there was a time and a place for this era of all music where the crowd they interacted with the band in a much different way, especially because back then, a lot of the time for these smaller bands, there was no security between the band and the crowd. There's no gap. So it's like kids are hanging over the stage and shit like that. And it's so easy to get on stage and stage dive and fuck around and shit like that. So,
and that's like, I think that's like one of the key points of live music today, and how it's not the same in feel, because when you're watching a local band play on a stage where there's like 3 feet in between you and the band, you might as well be watching a movie, right? There's no feeling that you're a part of the show. The way you are is when you can like reach out and touch the shoe, or like he puts the mic in your face, not through like 3 security guards, but sticks the mic right in your face and you can sing along. There's a little bit more intimacy with that. And I think that makes you feel like you are a part of the band, or at least a part of like the magic that is happening that night, which is something that is, you know, that we all want to be a part of in some capacity. Otherwise, like, just go watch a fucking movie or watch it on YouTube. And that's why, like, I don't feel too bad about missing that last NoFX show, because that's exactly what that would have been. It would have been us hanging out in the crowd with other people our age, fucking 150 feet from the stage. Like, right? Like, that's not intimate.
It's cool, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
We're too old. We're too old to like push our way through thousands of people to get to the front, because I'm going to have to take a pee anyway because I drink way too much beer. So like, I'm not going to stay there because I don't want to come back. So those days are like long gone for us, at least in our age, but that's also long gone, or they're non-existent for like young kids, like kids that are like now going to their first shows and going to local places where they're still paying $10 to $15 to see a band, but now there's a barricade in front of them. That's just,
I mean, I get it. Yeah, you can go to like a warehouse, like if your local rock scene or punk scene or hardcore scene, whatever. I mean, I'm sure they still exist, but they're not like they were back when we were in the 90s and early 2000s. So it's like, yeah, you could probably still find gigs like that where you are right on the stage, all that kind of shit. But for the most part, like for the small, like actual real venues here in Orange County and LA, like, you know, your Glass House, Whiskey, in LA, you know, just all that kind of shit outside of Chain Reaction is like the one exception. But all those venues, there's a barricade now. Like, I remember at Glass House, there didn't used to be a barricade. Whiskey,
there was not a barricade in Glass House.
At the Whiskey, there never used to be a barricade there.
No.
The Roxy, Troubadour, none of those used to have barricades, but now they all do. Like, I've seen shows there. Like, I was at the Whiskey last year. I saw a band there, and there was a fucking thing. It was a sold out show, but there's a barricade there now. Which, I mean, I get it. It's for the safety of the fans and the band, of course. I mean, look at Dimebag Darrell. That was a big reason why there's more security now. But it's unfortunate because of one fucking major fucking dickhead that killed Dimebag. It ruined it. It ruined a lot of fun for a lot of people.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's probably also like insurance reasons.
There's
right,
that too,
like Keith Buckley flying through the air, drop kicking some lady in the face who doesn't realize she's gonna fucking Every Time I Die show,
or fucking at the old Showcase Theater in Corona, people literally jumping off the balcony every 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean, and all the injuries. Like, you read the stories of Showcase back in the heyday before they closed down. dude, people were getting their teeth fucking smashed in and people getting really fucking hurt there. And that's one reason why they closed in
Fuck,
07.
I'll find out, man.
Yeah.
But even House of Blues, the old House of Blues is down there. There wasn't a barricade when it first opened.
Oh yeah, when it first opened.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, later on they had a barricade there, but when it first opened, like no, I distinctly remember like crawling onto the stage during Bouncing Souls and shit, and nobody was there to stop me.
Honestly, a lot of it was because of Dimebag, because of when he was killed. I mean, that asshole that killed him. That was a big reason why a lot of things changed.
It's just, I mean, it's. I don't know. So this era of like music, this like late 90s, early 2000s, was really the last era where you could pretty much be like a part of the band. And that sounds weird. Like, oh, what? Like, you're not a part of the band. You don't make the music, right? And stuff. Like, well, like, I'm here fucking spending money, my guy. And like, you're here because I'm here and I'm here because you're here. So like this mutual understanding. So they kind of like, yeah, like, let me do what I want to do to an extent. Be fucking respectful about it. Get on the stage, do your little smile thing, jump off, and move on. That's a fucking punk show. You're a punk band. Fuck off. Piss off.
And I mean, I get it. Nowadays, a couple of years ago, Turnstile were still playing pretty small venues at the time. They had no barricade. They encouraged people to jump on stage and get rowdy and jump back into the crowd. Knocked Loose were another band. I don't like Knocked Loose, but they were another band where they didn't have a barricade for a very, very long time, and they were welcoming people on stage. Mind Force, another bigger metal kind of hardcore band that were doing the same thing. But I mean, these bands grow. Turnstile's grown, Knock Loose has grown significantly too, and now they all have barricades too because they're playing bigger shows. So it's like, and you made a good point. It comes down to the venue and the insurance and the liability that comes along with it. And as the venues get bigger, there's a lot more money involved. More people are likely to sue. And it's a fucking shame. It's a real fucking shame.
It's sad, and I think that's why. I think that's why like Movielife has sustained themselves, because even when they went on tour again last year and they played like I think they played this record at the Glass House in its entirety. Like that show sold out. That's so sold out.
Yeah. Yes.
That's so sold out. And they love them, dude. Like when I go see I Am the Avalanche, fucking packed, if not sold out. Same with like Bayside, and these. I think it's just like a tighter community from this era. And if Taking Back Sunday didn't blow up, if they were still like this size of a band, they would be the same.
Yeah.
But like Senses Fail, that's another fucking band that like had one record that kind of blew up, and everything else is kind of like whatever's. But like I saw them at the Galaxy like before we moved out here, fucking sold out. Like it's crazy. Is it called the Galaxy? What's it called?
Well, it's called the Observatory now. But it was the Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah, fucking sold out. And like, really, Senses Fail sold out? Okay.
They sold out the big room, too?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right.
And same as like the Movielife, dude. It was a fucking wild show. People were jumping off, like, the little top part where like the people sit.
Yeah.
Or if you want to like be a little bitch up there, you can brace yourself. They're fucking jumping off that thing.
I like it.
And it's just cool to see, I don't know, let's see like that heart still alive. But there's not, I don't know, there's not a lot of bands that still tour after, X amount of decades.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, I guess I'm just talking until you tell me to stop, but I like Vinny a lot because a lot of his solo stuff deal with this kind of concepts and thoughts. Like one of his records called Aging Frontman. And it's like his, again, like going through the divorcing and starting a family all over again and feeling like he's not going to be anything except for just like a figment of his past, right? That front man from the Movielife. But he also acknowledges like, we weren't that big. Like some people like us. And I'm really thankful that you guys even came out, but like, we're not Taking Back Sunday. We're not fucking big at all.
They didn't have radio.
Not that big.
I know they didn't have the MTV airplay like Taking Back Sunday and Brand New did. I mean, arguably, those are the two biggest bands to come out of the scene. And they did have
they're
MTV
not Green
play.
Day or Blink-182. You know what I mean? So like we're talking like levels of how big you are. And so it's fun to hear Vinny talk. Cause like besides doing the music thing, like he bartends in New York, which is fucking cool. Like if I went to a bar and like Vinny's bartending, like I'm not leaving that bar. I'm gonna get drunk. And then also he does like a lot of like shows. And one of our customers actually like rented out. That's a weird word to say, rented out. They paid Vinny. He does shows. Okay, you can pay him money. Like Josh Freeze, right? There, you can pay him money to do shit. They paid Vinny money to play at like their friend's wedding or something like that. And he showed me like videos. He's like, yeah, dude, like Vinny played my friend's wedding. I was like, fucking A, that's cool. But that's really cool. Like that's cool that whatever he charged, somebody's willing to pay that.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if I'm like there because that's a weird thing for me to do is to pay you to sing. That's like dance monkey dance type of thing. I don't know. That's weird for
Have
me.
him, dude. Hire him for the store. Dude,
That would be cool.
Dude.
That's just an expense right there. That's
like
cool.
like
No, that's
like
not a bad idea.
Like what you could do is like you could have him do an acoustic show, and then because you have all the records in the center there, move all those records to the side, like against one of the walls, and then just have everybody in that kind of open spot now, and have him play like in front of your guys' counter. That'd be sick.
That would be actually really fucking cool.
That'd be sick.
And then just like free admission, just come hang out,
Yeah.
meet Vinny. That's not a bad idea. I like that. Let's put a pin in it. I'm just gonna put that in my notes.
Do it, baby girl. Do it, baby girl.
Actually, that's so that I just pulled up my notes, and the top part of the notes is "big dumb thing Tyler said." That's that's the opposite of the big dumb thing.
This is a
Tyler
big
said.
smart thing to say. Yeah.
That's something.
Give me some fucking
So
credit.
yeah, I like I said, I haven't been with the Movielife since 1997 when they formed, 1999 the first album dropped. But I've been with Vinny for a while. Like I've listened to pretty much everything he's put out since Angel introduced me to I Am the Avalanche, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Fun's kind of a gross word, but it's been fun to like see him go through it. And like I don't know him or whatever, but like when Avalanche United came out and it was so personal, it was so sad. And again, like the marriage failing, and it's like he's putting all that into it. And it's like, damn, man, that sucks. I feel for you. I feel sad for you, but like I really like your music. It's really good. So
yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
I do like how he's very not just vulnerable, but he's very open with his fans, and he seems very good to his fans. He seems very humble, sarcastic at times too. Like I do like because because there's not a lot written about this record, so I was trying to go back and read interviews from a couple of the guys back in the day when this record came out, and Vinny is kind of a sarcastic guy. Like he's not a dick,
Yes.
but he's just sarcastic and but humble at the same time, which is cool.
Yeah, he completely understands that like the fame that he has is probably a fluke, and it shouldn't even be that way. But he's super
connected.
grateful for it.
Yeah, connected with a shit ton of people, and it's rad. So just wrapping up with another friend, and then we'll get into a couple other songs. And there's another band member that I want to talk about that I was reading about. So lyrically on another friend, it's just about his depression or about being depressed and down on his luck. He's just begging that the girl he's with doesn't break up with him and things like that. And that's really kind of the overall theme of this record is heartache and depression. But like half the record is about his own shortcomings in relationships and understanding that he is not the greatest person to be in a relationship with. And then the other part of the record is about the other person. So it's not just about him blaming somebody else. He looks more inward on himself. I don't think it's like the greatest lyrics, but the guy was super fucking young. He doesn't.
He's 20.
Yeah, he's 20.
Right? Like
I mean, yeah.
Par for the course for a 20-year-old in like a little punk band writing music. This is absolutely what you would expect from.
But there are
this.
some good metaphors. There's some good stuff that he does write on this record, which I commend him for. I think it's good stuff. But yeah, I get it. The guy's young. It's not perfect, but I like that he varies it a little bit at least. It's a little bit deeper than a lot of bands that we do, at this age. So anyway, another friend didn't make my bangers list, but it's still every song on this record's great. Every song on this record's great. Every song on this record's great.
That's right.
Before we jump into another song, the drummer, what's the drummer's name?
The original drummer.
Yeah, the original drummer.
Evan Baker.
Evan Bacon or Backen.
Evan Bacon.
Evan Bacon Backen. I don't know how to
Backen.
pronounce his last name.
Backing
But
that thing up.
I read some interview he did in 2001, I think it was, while they were touring this record. And the interviewer was he was just bad. He was a bad interviewer. but Evan was like a good sport about it, and he was just answering questions. And the interviewer asked, he said, oh yeah, I noticed on the CD liner notes, you put down your personal email and you put down your personal phone number, and just like, do people call you a lot? And he's like, yeah, sometimes people call me and it's cool. Like, it's not overwhelming, but yeah, people are cool about it. And they're like, he said, yeah, people sometimes call and they'll say, oh, where is the show at this place? How do I get there? Like, people are asking directions, how to get to the Movielife shows.
I love that.
Like, it was super cool how he was talking about it. And then And he's like, yeah, and my email's on there, and people email me the same thing, and then I instant message with people sometimes too with the same stuff, and he said generally people are pretty positive. They're not. Some people talk shit, but it's okay. That's what people do. They talk shit. Like he was very kind of normal about it. Like he was very aware, and I loved it. It was super fucking cool. He eventually left the band. I think it was in 2014 or something like that. And I looked it up. So I typed in his name into Google, not knowing anything about it. And like the second thing that came up was his professional LinkedIn, and he's a fucking CPA. He's an accountant. He's an accountant.
Oh my God.
He's a CPA. And I looked on his LinkedIn profile, and it shows like, where he works. His not his mugshot, but his what was it called? Just his headshot, like professional headshot wearing a suit, and then in the bio and stuff, or like where he worked, it says like original drummer in the Movielife and this and that. And it's just like his LinkedIn mentions like the Movielife and like him literally being a CPA, which is like one of the dorkiest but also like cool thing to do. Like how like I don't know. That's
just cool. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He's a CPA. He's an enrolled agent.
Yeah.
Damn. It's a
great career.
Founding member of the band, The Movielife. That's right? Funny.
Pretty sick.
Good.
Huh?
Good.
Yeah.
In Jupiter, Florida. Jupiter.
What was that? Wow. Was that from All That? Jupiter.
That was Kel. Remember?
The Kel? Yeah, that's what I thought.
When he was dressing up as like a mentally handicapped person.
Man, that was wild, huh?
That was
wild in the 90s. Anyway,
no fucks given in the 90s.
None at all. Holy shit! I have not thought about that in years. Anyway, Evan Bacon, back in, once again, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
It's probably Bacon. It looks like a white guy, so I would assume this is Bacon.
But no, he seems like a really chill guy based off that interview, and now he's just like probably supporting his family, making good money as a CPA because CPAs make good money. Yeah, good for that guy, man. Good for that. Good for him. Yeah, I'm happy for
him.
So I just wanted to bring it up because it's cool. And like I said, they all seem like really down-to-earth dudes. So respect.
Mass respect, baby.
Mass respect.
Mass effect. 1, 2, or 3.
So your 1B was another friend.
Yeah. I don't need another friend.
Oh shit. Okay, so my number 1 is what was my number 1?
Single white female.
It is single white female, yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it is single white female.
That sounds so sick.
It is so good. That chorus that Vinny sings on this one is probably one of the best melodies he's ever done.
It's fucking solid.
It's up
so
there with like
goddamn catchy.
I think this and the I Am the Avalanche song.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
No, not Brooklyn. Brooklyn Dodgers is good. But
we love Brooklyn Dodgers.
Is this really happening? That's the best song on that record.
Oh, dude, that's not true.
But it's like between that song and Single White Female, that melody and the chorus, his 2 best moments he's ever done in his career. I think it's remarkable. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect.
That guitar part too, like always reminds me of Take Warning, because it goes like dear 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 and then Take Warning is like dear dear dear.
The Rancid song?
Take warning.
Or no,
it's not
Operation
Rancid,
Ivy.
It's Op Ivy, but yeah, like the guitar part in Single White Female in the very beginning, because it goes like, and the next part is that's fucking Take Warning. That's right though.
I have to go back and listen. I don't remember now because once again, this is the first time I've heard the record this week.
I like this because that's crazy. It's crazy because of all the times I've told you to listen to this, you never did. That's fine though. I like the instrumentals here because they have their own identity. They sound like something. They sound like something that you could take Vinny out and it would still be a cool fucking song. And speaking of like Evan Bacon, Kevin Bacon's brother, Evan Bacon.
It's not even funny. It's so like kind of mean because the guy was probably made fun of growing up too about it.
Bacon. Were you bacon, Evan? Oh, that's true. So dumb. See, 90s was brutal, man. 90s were the fucking Wild West of the world, I guess. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh no, but Evan Bacon slays, dude, at the fucking drums. Like he's always doing something, and it's cool because the next drummer from I Am the Avalanche fuck his name, Brett something. He does the same shit. Like he plays the same way he does. A little bit tighter, not as loosey goosey and punk wildness. But Evan Bacon never shuts the fuck up. Like he's always playing something,
he's doing something. But
cool.
and it's something interesting. Like he's always doing something cool to kind of his fills, his transitions between different parts. He's actually a really solid drummer. I really do like his playing on this record. It's good.
Vinny likes that style of drummer. He likes when the music just never stops.
Yeah,
and it makes sense because like every fucking I'm the Avalanche record, like the drumming never stops. In the Movielife, it never fucking stops.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, in the end, this is just it's a fast punk song, and also Vinny, his vocals are very snotty, very very snotty on this one, which is always fun. And they just did a good job of blending the hardcore, and the pop punk just perfectly on this, because Evan did a good job of transitioning between the different parts. Because the song starts like very fast and very punky, but then it slows down a bit with like the big tom hits and the big tom fills and stuff like that, and to make it very kind of emo-ish, and then it jumps into like pop punk stuff. Like it is all over the place, but it all works. It all transitions really well.
She's my queen, she's my everything.
God, I love that. I really do love that chorus. It's so goddamn catchy.
She's my everything.
And that video, I watched the video right before we started podcasting.
So
too.
Good,
dude. It's so amateur and so of its time. It's just cheap. It's cheap looking, but I love it.
So fucking cheap.
I love it. It's just really, the video follows kind of the lyrics. It kind of follows the lyrics a bit.
Well, like the song's not about like what the video is kind of doing. It's one of those like, I mean, it's kind of somewhat similar, but it's not. It's one of the videos where like Intergalactic, right? That could be about something, but then the video is about something totally different. But it just happens to coincide with what is being said. But like the meaning of it is not what the video is showing. That's kind of what's happening here a little bit.
Well, so to me, the lyrics, it's about a girl who's really obsessed with him, and she's so obsessed that I mean, he's obviously in the band. She's so obsessed with him that she gets tattoos, that she knows everything about him and everything about the band. Like she's overbearing. It's to the point where she's overbearing, and she's like stealing him away from, to the point where she's stealing him away from the band, and the band are noticing this, and she's bad for, and they know that she is bad for him. But in the video, they take it more literally, where it's literally like a kleptomaniac, like where it's just a girl stealing shit.
Actually stealing from,
literally stealing from
Borders or some shit.
Yeah, like from Borders, from the grocery store, from the band itself, like the merch at their show and everything like that. And then at the end of the video, she throws bleach in like Vinny's eyes or some shit, or somebody's eyes. I don't remember whose eyes, but yeah, which is also a good metaphor. Like throws bleach into his eyes so he's blind, so he can't see what she's actually doing. It's good, man. That's a metaphor, dude.
That's a metaphor, dude.
But I like the video. It was very,
it's cute.
It was endearing. And then the girl too. This is something I kind of forgot. Like it totally brought me back. But this was 2001. But her style, her hair. Remember when like her that thing where girls wouldn't dread it wasn't dreading their hair, but they were like getting their hair wet and then like twirling it.
Yeah, like they rolled it. They went like that.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like it almost looks like dreads, but it's not. That was really popular. That was really, really fucking popular.
Yeah, like you saw it like in movies a lot too. Like even like later in the 2000s too. Like Hollywood heartthrob Tara Reid. Like she would always do that shit too. Like roll her hair.
Yeah, that was a very popular thing with girls.
I wonder if Tara Reid ever like knew. Man, she got shit on a lot, dude.
She did,
and like kind of unwarranted too. I don't see like why you would shit on Tara Reid and not like Jennifer Love Hewitt or Nev Campbell or anybody else. Like why?
I mean, obviously Hollywood was terrible, and it was extremely. It was. I mean, in the end, it was very misogynistic. I mean, and the way that they treated
Tara
women,
Reid, dude, she got fucked, man.
I think what it was is because she didn't have that girl next door look that fucking Jennifer Love Hewitt did. I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt was just adorable, absolutely adorable.
Like, I mean, just the infantilization, right? Like Jennifer Love Hewitt was a child. Yeah. Like,
I mean, she looked younger, yeah.
We actually got a Jennifer Love Hewitt cassette in the other day.
Oh, did you really?
I didn't know she made music.
She did, yeah. She has like three albums, yeah. Remember
cassettes in.
there was a video that was on TRL for a little while too back in the day. I remember she was like in a boxing ring, like she was singing in a boxing ring, something like that.
So he's jumping up and down.
With big old magumbos, those big titties. Yeah,
that's the 90s, dude.
Remember when she was on Boy Meets World for the Halloween episode?
Never watched Boy Meets World.
Watch that? Yeah, she was on it, and of course,
a fucking loser.
Of course, they had her screaming in that show a lot, and her titties are bouncing around too. It's
of course,
like, come on. This is like like a kids show. Like, come on, she's having her magumbos flopping around.
Kids were made different in the 90s, though.
Yeah, there's that too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, but I agree. Tara Reid got a bad rap when she was famous because she wasn't that girl next door. She was more of she was portrayed as like the slutty girl. She was portrayed as the slutty girl, which was so unfair. It was so unfair and fucked up. But anyway, what's that fizzing sound?
Oh, I just poured a beer.
Oh, I can hear that. That's loud. Wow.
Oh, it's a lot of fizz.
That's a lot of fizz, dude. Well, so yeah, Single White Female. Great fucking song.
She's my everything. Good. So no, Single White Female's a fucking banger.
It is.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's your 2B? What's your number 2 banger?
My 2B is Me and You versus Them.
Versus Them. This didn't hit my banger list. I mean, honestly, the only reason why some of these didn't hit it, like I said earlier, because it's kind of rehashing stuff they were doing in the first part of the record. So most of my bangers don't come from the second half of the record, but it's still good. It's still a good song.
So I think the second half of the record is when Vinny really shines. I think the first half of the record is more like, for lack of a better word, I guess, like stereotypical, like hardcore kind of pop punk stuff. The second half of the record is when Vinny really like comes into his own, like kind of like commands a song, throws in little melodies here or there, and it's like, oh, cool, man. Like that's what I want to hear more of, is that, because you are obviously the best part of the band, but like I want to hear more of what you're doing right there, just a little bit better. And I think just listening to a lot of Vinny stuff, that's probably why I like the second half more, is because it's more Vinny driven than it is like melodic hardcore driven.
Yeah, but like Me and You versus Them, I mean, it's a minute and 9 seconds long. It's just a straight hardcore punk song, which is cool. I mean, it's really cool. I like it. But I mean, they were kind of doing that with some of the earlier songs, but then actually adding more of a pop punk feel to it, or melody.
This is the highest Vinny sung on any Movielife track, when he goes, "Have faith in anything."
That's true. Yeah.
And then, "'Cause it's me and you first time, have faith in anything." Oh, we or anything. But I
get it.
And it's not even a minute 9. It's like 55 seconds. And let the guitar just ring out.
That's
for the
true.
Last
yeah, they do ring it
fucking out. Cheaters. Bunch of cheaters over there putting their cheaters on. Bunch of cheaters. I always hate that. I hate that when fucking, like, just end the fucking song, right? Like, the worst thing is when they just like drown it out, like chorus over and over and over and over, and just turn the volume down. Like,
I hate that. I hate that
just
stuff.
end the song.
Because especially like when you see a band that plays one of those songs live, they have to cut it out at some point. So
yeah, stupid.
And when you hear them play like those types of songs live, it always sounds better when they cut it off. It never sounds good if they drown it. It always sounds better when there's a cutoff, or if they add like a little outro. Some bands will like add a little outro live to kind of wrap it up. But yeah.
Yeah, but this one's like 9 or 10 or 12 seconds even of just that last guitar note letting it ring out. Like,
see, I don't mind ring outs, but 10 seconds is a long time for a ring out.
Yeah, 5 seconds tops.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
It's a good song.
Okay, no, I get it.
Guys, going back to also Saves the Day, that first record, honestly, it was really good. It was really fucking good. But
Chris Conley's voice.
Chris Conley. I keep forgetting. I keep wanting to say Keith Conley. Honestly, his voice wasn't bad at all compared to the other Saves the Day records I've heard, which were awful. I really don't like Saves the Day. But no, this one was really good. His voice really wasn't bad, but it was certainly high. Like he does have a very distinctive voice. But it's the only record that I've heard from them that I was not completely turned off by and just annoyed by. So
it's the only record of theirs that sound like that. It's everything else is what we know Saves the Day.
Yeah.
I don't think his voice is a good match for that type of style. It's just, Like there's only so much.
I didn't think it was bad though. I thought it fit that kind of hardcore punk feel. Yeah, it was high, but it wasn't bad, and I didn't.
It was high. It was really high.
But that's kind of how that. And the reason I brought that up was because this Movielife song is kind of. It reminded me of that first Save the Day record because he does sing very high, but it's not a negative thing. It's not a negative thing I'm trying to say. It's just different. It's different.
He definitely sings high, but that's why I wanted you to listen to the first Saves Today, because people forget that first Saves Today record it predates Movielife, even though Movielife get all of the credit for spurring so many genres, or not genres, but so many bands from the same scene.
Yeah.
But like Save Today did it before them, and they didn't do it as well, but they straight up did it like a year before they did, and they put out a record like a year. It was like 97, 98, like a full year before Movielife did.
Yeah.
But like the difference between that and like Vinny is Chris Conley never goes low. It's always high. Vinny can go low. He can go like, oh,
he has a lot more range.
Me and you, them. Like he still knows how to belt out like that gang vocal, right? Like give blood, like that Bane shit. He can still do that if he wants to, but he also throw those high Chris Conley parts in there.
Yeah,
and that's what's cool about like the Movielife. And Vinny's always said like he's taken so much inspiration from like the fuck is the other band from the '90s in the Jersey area, like Time Cop or
Cave In.
Cave In
was one of them. Sick of It All.
Even though, no, not Sick of It All.
Sick of It All were New York, I think. But
Lifetime or Lifeline, Lifetime. Yeah, just another like just stereotypical hardcore punk band that are cool that like they took from, but they also added a lot of the emo stuff that is starting to like surge up in this era, and like the pop punk stuff, right? Like obviously they're listening to Blink and they're like, holy fuck, that's fucking pretty goddamn good. Yeah. We could probably do that too, but still keep it a little bit more punk. Whereas I just don't think Chris Conley ever wanted to do that sound. I think he was in that era and he was in that scene, but that's not what he was meant for.
Yeah, he honestly, Vinny and his bands have more of an identity than, I mean, you could tell that they pulled influence from various bands, but every band has its own identity, and they didn't sound like they were trying to rip off anybody else. Whether it was the Movielife, I'm the Avalanche, or the other two hardcore bands. Even like the two hardcore bands, Peaced Out and what was the other one? Something Elevation. Wait, was it?
Yeah, Constant Elevation.
Constant Elevation. Honestly, those records, those two hardcore records, or two hardcore records and a couple EPs, fucking amazing. Great fucking hardcore. Dude, I was halfway through the Peaced Out record. I started looking for the vinyl. Dude, it's nowhere. You cannot find that record. It's not on Discogs. I mean, there's a page for it, but it's only been sold like once for $25. Nobody's selling it. Yeah, it's nowhere to be found. They only made 250 copies of it. Yeah, you just can't find it fucking anywhere.
Let's get the EP. I bought the EP too.
Oh fuck! I meant to go buy that, but I forgot to.
But the band's called Lifetime. Lifetime's it's a '90s hardcore band. It's just straight up like melodic hardcore punk. They're from Jersey, but they do. You can tell a lot of what the Movielife was doing pulled from Lifetime, except for the vocals. And Vinny's just on his own path with the vocals.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that first Saves the Day record is pretty cool. It's a fun
cool.
listen. I like the pop punk Saves the Day. I like that goofy shit.
Yeah, I know. You like bad music.
It's a little rough sometimes for sure, but yeah, that's just I think that's what Chris Conley was meant for.
Okay, that's fine. It's bad, but that's okay. Also, that fucking EP you made me listen to today, that little comp, the one with Adam Lazzara doing one song,
oh yeah,
Conley doing one song,
Conley,
Vinny doing one of them. Dude, that Conley
hate
song,
all of them.
Dude, no, the Conley one was terrible. First of all, that one.
That one's rough. That's bad. That's him at his most Conleyest.
Yeah, I mean the Adam Lazzara one, it was better than I expected. Actually, it was much better than I expected. And the Vinny one was fine. It sounded like a lot of his solo acoustic stuff, like his solo music, which was fine. My least favorite part of Vinny, but it was fine. And then I forgot who the other one was. There's four
Anthony
songs.
Ranieri from Bayside.
Oh yeah, that one's forgettable.
Oh, that was like that was the one I thought like maybe this will get him. Maybe this will get him.
Because if I recall, it was more like the Vinny acoustic stuff, but it didn't have the same the same, I don't know, same coolness. It was fine.
I mean, like that comp is cool because it's four guys from the same exact like city scene, all playing off of I don't know, like same shows and shit right before they got big. And the Movielife is definitely like the least big out of all of them. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, that was a little bit of a tangent, but I mean, it all comes back to the song "Me and You" versus them. Which,
like you said, there's not a whole lot written about this band. There's not a whole lot of substance with this band.
Yeah.
Like the lyrics, Vinny writes better stuff as he grows up, as he goes through the trials and tribulations of life. This isn't something that is going to change the scope of music forever, but it kind of did, and that's what's so fucking bizarre. That's what's so like,
or I wouldn't say
kind of magical.
It more progressed the scene. I wouldn't say it was like. I wouldn't say this band.
It wasn't like God's gift.
Yeah,
to
it's not
the
like
New Jersey hardcore scene. Absolutely no way.
It's not revolutionary, but it certainly helped progress.
But like this, like there wouldn't be a Taking Back Sunday because of this. Arena, like there wouldn't be a Bayside because of this. There wouldn't be
brand new
because of this. Like really? Okay.
A lot of questions in that.
Like this, but like really, like this, like this is a fucking fantastic record. Like absolutely fantastic. But to think this is historic is crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing historic about this. But when you take everything at the same time, right? Their stage presence, like Vinny as a front man, all the guys in the band, how nice they were, how fun they were, how exciting their shows were. You kind of like get it. But again, like that's what's magical about like music is why does some band blow up exponentially where the same exact band who's probably like even objectively better than that same band gets absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, and they
got a fucking huge producer for this record, dude.
That was literally how I was gonna.
Massive producer.
That's
dude.
how I was gonna segue into the next shit. You beat me to it. I was literally about to bring that up.
That's crazy.
Fucking hell.
And he has said like this is one of his favorite things he's ever produced. Like he fucking loves this record so much. He's so proud of this.
So what Jeff is referring to, which he beat me to the punch. I was literally just about to say it. The producer of this record, and I feel like often an unsung hero of this era of music in general. Not just this area, but
for sure,
but the scene and just this era of music is Brian McTernan. He produced this record. He's done a lot of like very, very popular records within the scene. He did Thrice's Illusion of Safety, Thrice's The Artist in the Ambulance. He's done Circa Survive. He's done Thursday.
Bane.
And yeah, Bane. He's done Cave. Going back farther, he's done Cave In, Turnstile. I mean, the guy.
He's been a staple.
Like, if you look at just the bands he did at this time, just within that I don't know 5-year period, it's significant within the emo post-hardcore scene, like hands down, punk scene. I mean, he's truly important, and he deserves a lot of fucking credit. But he's never given that kind of credit, and it's a shame too.
Never.
Like he's done a lot of fucking shit, and he's kind of like the he's almost like the Steve Albini. I would almost compare him to Steve Albini, in that he's created a lot of really super fucking rad underground stuff. But he's not pretentious that like Steve Albini could be a lot of the times. Because Steve Albini was always like, if you can't record an album in 7 days, then fuck you. You're not a fucking cool guy. He's just that kind of guy.
Cool guy.
I'm going to record everything on I'm going to do everything's going to be analog. Fuck Pro Tools.
Recorder tape only.
Yeah, I'm going to only do this. I'm going to restrict myself because I'm a punker. I'm an asshole. And I really like Steve Albini. I'm just fucking around because I really do like him. But I think it's almost it's fair to compare Brian McTernan to Steve Albini. I feel like they had a lot of the same values almost in music, like how they approach music. Just Steve Albini was a little bit more extreme.
I think values is probably a good way to put it, because Brian only did things that he wanted to do, and things that he thought would be not just like good for his career, but good for the scene. And I think it's crazy that like the Movielife would tour with Bane, right? That's a wild fucking show.
I know.
But like that just shows you that either like Bane's fan base is more diverse than they probably let on, or that the Movielife's fan base is more diverse. And I think it has to do with like the Movielife. They can hang with anybody. They could tour with they could tour with Blink if they wanted to at this time.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine. Nobody would have batted an eye. And they could tour with anybody they wanted to, because they can do anything. They're like the jack of all trades. And I gush over Anthony, and I get it, but like, or Vinny, I also gush over Anthony too, but Rainieri from Bayside. But like, they're not really great at anything. They're really just not.
But they're just solid. Yeah, no, I agree. They're just solid.
Like at this point, like they're
Fucking
not
solid.
great musicians. Like there's nothing here. Like, oh damn, that's a virtuoso at any one of these instruments. And Vinny's songwriting has not peaked yet. But again, it's just the magic of just like, I like you. I don't fucking know why I like you, but I like you.
But I like you, yeah.
Straight up. We're humans. We like to be ultra uber crazy subjective about things that make no sense. And Movie Life is one of them.
Yeah, and also like kind of wrapping it up with Brian McTernan too. I do want to wrap it up with this, with him at least. He's not, at least to the best of my knowledge, he wasn't some like record label A&R guy. Like he was just some random producer, some random guy that a lot of bands really loved working with. And like, oh yeah, you should fucking work with Brian. Like he's a cool dude. Like he'll probably make a really good record with you. Like he's not like a John Feldman, where John Feldman has always been an A&R guy. Like that's honestly the real reason why John Feldman and Goldfinger and the bands that he's been popular with are so popular is because he works directly as an A&R guy for big fucking record labels. But Brian McTernan, no, he's not that. He's just a dude who likes to make records with guys he really likes, or with people he really likes, which is super rad. Very, very Steve Albini. I like it. Very demure. Yes. So huge shout out to Brian McTernan. Not talked about enough producer of some really solid records of this era. So yeah, there you go. That's my wrap up with Brian McTernan, because he's very, very important to this. So
good.
Anyway,
good wrap up
with him. Yeah. So me and you versus them. You got anything else on this one?
That's it.
All right. So another song. Talk about.
Let's just go through your bangers, okay? Because I'm only interested in your bangers at this point.
10 Seconds to Lose, my number 2 banger.
10 Seconds to Lose.
Opening track.
10 Seconds Too Late.
27. Oh, no, that's, oh my God. This is a very like Bad Religion kind of song musically. It has that, I don't know how to explain, but it's hard to explain Bad Religion unless you've heard Bad Religion. But they have the fast songs, but not the overly fast guitar playing, but it's still very melodic or drumming. Yeah. That's kind of how this,
just fast strumming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this song is to me. It's a very Bad Religion kind of song, like from a song like that would be on No Control, especially off of that record. It's a very No Control sounding kind of song. I really like that. The bass cuts through super fucking nice in the song. Very pop punk leads, super cool too. And the chorus, catchy as hell. And in the end, the pop punk melodies and the guitar playing is very of its time. This is the year 2000. Blink's on top of their game. A lot of bands are coming out, big pop punk bands doing the same thing as Blink. So you get a lot of those pop punk guitar leads, which is cool too. I think it's really good. It's just a really good, solid punk song.
Yeah. And again, Vinny likes this style a lot. He likes those faster instrumentals with like a slower singing kind of bass. This is an Eye in the Avalanche song, like through and through. Like this is what they started doing on their first record. Absolutely. On the first record on Eye in the Avalanche,
is a little bit more punk.
It's very much like this, like slower singing with faster instrumentals and just insanely catchy hooks.
Which is Bad
Religion. Also slow songs too.
That's Bad Religion, dude.
Yeah, except Bad Religion doesn't have cool, insanely catchy hooks. Like they have like the Foo Fighters at the punk group. They have like one or two good ones per record.
Bad Religion have one hook, or Greg has one hook, vocal hook, and that's what he uses in every single Bad Religion song.
That's true.
That's it. That's all Greg has.
That's true. And we get a guitar solo. We get cute little guitar solo here.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's cute. But the lyrics, man, the lyrics here, so good. So good.
I mean, in the end, it's about him breaking up with the girl and how it devastates her. Not really him. It devastates her. Like he's leaving her, which is it's a little bit different. You don't hear that too much. It's more about him being brokenhearted because she dumped him, but it's the opposite. And he's kind of like sympathizing with her in a way. Like,
I think it's because he knows he's being a dick about it. Like he's being a fucking asshole about it. Like he just like he knows he's a douche, right?
Yeah.
But like to this line, that's like one of my favorite lines on the record too. It's so stupid, but he says the smile just melted off your face and stained your shirt.
I like that one. That's a good line. That's a really good line.
That's so fucking good.
It's so emo.
It burned a hole in your chest. Looks like it hurt. Oh man.
Burned a head. Like I just like that whole connection with the heart, the sad, I don't know. I love it. It's good.
That's like some fucking instant messenger away message if I ever seen one right there. The smile just melts off your face and stain your shirt.
The away message. Yeah. And that was so
those are the good. Those are the good times, man. Like the away messages, right? Especially if you're beefing with a specific person and you know they're going to talk to you at a specific time. Your away message was meant for that one specific person.
It was. God, we're
petty bitches, dude.
We're petty bitches, and right now we sound like a bunch of old dudes. Like talking about the old times. We're talking about the old times of AOL.
So I'm telling you, dude. 50% of this podcast is just tugging the nostalgia strings. That's all we do.
We got it. We have to do it.
So that was your 2B or 3B?
My two. My 3 is I Hope You Die Soon. The opener was at 27 seconds long.
Yeah.
It's just a great short opener. Just with like kind of like the oi chants almost. It's fun. It's just fun. I think there's nothing more than that. It's just a fun 27. Yep, it's about someone he hates and wants to kick their ass.
A perfect a perfect fuck you song, right? Such a timestamp too of this era. Yeah. Is having a song that's just all about like I hope you die.
Yeah.
But not really, but like I hope you die. Yeah, it's cool.
And I like how
it's a huge step up from Barefoot on their first record, which was their opener on the first record. And that was aggressive and fast and short. And they want to do the same thing opening here, saying like, hey, we're still that same band that you know and love. Check this out. And it's better than that. But also like, I don't know. It matches the aesthetic of the whole album as a whole. The whole album as a whole.
It does. So it's good. I do like that one. There's not really too much to talk about because it's so short. Once in a Row. This is my 4B.
That's my 3B. Look at that.
There you
go. Let's go.
It's a pretty straightforward punk song. It really drives the song forward at the beginning. And then there's like this like super fucking long drum roll into the like that pop punk kind of pre-chorus and chorus. And then the breakdown gets super fucking heavy with that really thick sounding bass. So good. So good.
This is like the most fun song on the album to sing, right? Hey, we gotta stay strong. Let's go. Yeah. Like that's just like classic, like gang vocals, like New York hardcore shit. And then we also like this song in particular. I got massive Get Up Kids vibes. Like Vinny actually sounds a lot like Matt Pryor when he's doing like the rasp thing. Because Matt Pryor's got a little rasp to him. Never quite gets like really like diaphragm emptying out, like getting everything out like Vinny does. But they sound a lot alike sometimes. But
I can hear it. I can hear it.
It's a great punk rock song. And I love the drum roll going back in the
I liked it too, yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Very good. Very
so good. Love it. I love a good angsty teenage anthem. That's what I like.
That's a good way of putting it. It's a good teenage angst anthem, teenage angst anthem. That's good.
Yeah, so good.
I like that. Lyrically, it's about being with somebody who's really bad to you, just terrible to you, but you keep making excuses as to why you should stay, even though everybody's telling you like fucking leave. So that's what it's about. He's got his blinders on. He's got his girl goggles on. His GGs on.
Blinders on.
So yeah, that's what you got here. And this actually makes me want to talk about real quick video you sent me just before we started potting. You said, "Oh, watch the last song, and watch the guy hanging from the rafters and listen to what they're saying and shit like that." So the last song is actually "I Hope You Die Soon." That's the last song they did, but I thought it was Once in a Row because they played Once in a Row right before. So I watched the lead up to Once in a Row when he's thanking all the bands, thanking Brand New for opening up this and that. And then they play Once in a Row, and the fucking fans are going crazy, jumping on stage diving. Security's trying to like throw them back into the crowd and shit, but like people don't give a shit. And then the song starts, and like we're gonna do one more song, and we're just gonna do it really fast. And then they do
really fast.
And then they do I Hope You Die Soon. And then Jesse Lacey's on the side of the stage, like singing along, having a good time. And Jesse Lacey runs up, jumps off the stage, grabs like where the light pole is, like the light fixture is, and starts swinging like a fucking monkey.
And then one hand,
but
pointing at the crowd, like getting into it.
Yeah, he's pointing, but he doesn't fall or jump into the crowd. He's just hanging there. And then they end the song, and the security guard comes over and like grabs him and throws him back on stage and shit.
So good,
yeah, dude. It was cool. It was just like so in the moment and so pure. Like there was nothing fake about it. Like it was so pure and fun and young.
And you could tell like he was thinking about doing it, and then he's like, "Fuck it." And then just ran.
I know.
Like it wasn't like you could tell he thought about it for like a while and then caught up in the moment.
He was probably looking at that railing, that pole. He's probably just looking at it the whole show. He's like, "Fuck! If I run,
could that support me?
if I can run and jump high enough, can I actually swing on that?"
And would that support me? And if it broke, do I have money to pay for this? Fuck it.
And he literally waits until the last 15 seconds of the show to fucking do it. It was cool.
So
it was so
good.
Cool. Yeah. It was really, really cool.
Fucking badass. Yeah. Good. And again, I don't understand like why. Like I love this. I love this band a lot. I love this album a lot. But I just don't understand like why this blows up and other things don't blow up that are probably as good as this. Just the randomness of likes and dislikes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And also kind of jumping on like, other bands that came into the scene or from the scene. The guitarist, I can't remember the guitar player's name right now, but he's still the guitar player in the band. But his brother, I guess his younger brother in 2004 started the band This Is Hell, that awesome hardcore band. I had no idea until today when I was reading about it. But yeah, his brother.
I told you that.
Oh, did you? I don't remember.
When we bought them on vinyls from Rise Records because they were like fucking like $8 or some shit.
So cheap.
I was like, listen to this, man. Like one of the guys from I Am the Avalanche and on the movie Life, like his brother's in this hardcore band. You fucking like it,
and it's really good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It was really good.
Yeah, that band. This Is Hell.
I think you got rid of it too, huh?
No, I got rid of Cancer Bats.
Shit.
I still have This Is Hell. I kept This Is Hell.
It's fucking amazing.
I think I did. I don't know. I'll have to look later. So yeah, Once in a Row. That's my 4B. This time next year, the title track, my number 5.
Good. That's my 4B.
Very pop. Very kind of
like
poppy riff. The high and low thing happening in the riff was very pop punk of its time. Pre-chorus super cool with the palm muted like rhythm guitar, and then over that or underneath it is that the main riff kind of palm muted as well. So there's a good like, because on this record there's 2 guitar players in the band, but on the record they're pretty much playing the same thing in every fucking song. This is one of the few moments where they're actually doing something completely different but also complementing each other, which is really cool. Chorus is pretty straightforward, but it's fucking solid. It's a great song. This time next year, great song.
What you get here is like essentially a breakdown, right? That
it's kind of a breakdown.
That's essentially a breakdown. That's like their pop punk way of doing a breakdown. Before it was cool to stop everything and then do a breakdown in a pop punk song, like a lot of bands did afterwards, which kind of like differentiates Movielife from other bands that did. Like the Carousel Kings come to mind because they like to stop their pop punk song and then do a breakdown and then go back into it. Whereas Movielife is a hardcore band that are just doing pop punk style songs. And that's a big difference. And that's also a reason why they got so popular and so big. People are like, oh, you're not just a fucking poser. Like you guys are real. Like you are hardcore kids. They like hardcore bands, but you also like Blink. So I get it.
Also, okay, so this song, this time next year, I mean, this is straight up musically. This is straight up Taking Back Sunday from Tell All Your Friends up through Louder Now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what Taking Back. I mean, not to say that the Movielife did it first because they did not, but knowing that the Movielife came before Taking Back Sunday and they took so much influence from the Movielife. I mean, Eddie Reyes was the rhythm guitar player in this band originally, and also the rhythm guitar player and founder of Taking Back Sunday. He was the rhythm guy, always palm mutes, the palm.
Love that shit.
He was always palm muting during the verses, and then whether it was John Nolan or Fred Mescherino, they were always doing something kind of quirky and wonky over the top of Eddie's palm muted guitars in the verses and shit like that. Like that is Taking Back Sunday on those first 3 records, and that's what the song is. That's exactly what this song is. And it's cool.
Pretty much.
It's super fucking cool that we saw it 2 years before Taking Back Sunday. And once again, not to say that they were the first to do it, but clearly TBS and Eddie Reyes.
And I like the idea of because like sometimes people say, well, let's Taking Back Sunday stole it from them. It's like, dude, this is not that type of scene.
Mm-mm.
It's not the type of scene where people are stealing from each other. It's the type of scene where like Vinny probably went to like a lot of early Taking Back Sunday shows, and he's probably a huge fan of that band. Probably still today. Like he probably still loves them, and he's probably still very supportive of them. It's not a scene where you just steal from each other. Yeah. This is a scene where you give to each other, and that's why it was so consistently successful. There's a lot of successful bands that made a decent living coming out of this and can still play today and can still draw decent crowds because it's about like giving and not just stealing. Whereas like some like LA bands where like, oh, they stole that. it's just I just don't see. And that's probably why everybody hates Jersey so much. I guess I don't know, but like this little pocket of Jersey history seems to be just so fun, inviting, welcoming, nice, friendly,
Yeah.
and fun.
Even though like people always talk shit about New Jersey and say how the people that live there are such douchebags and assholes and stuff like that.
I think it's just New Yorkers, and then because like we hear so much New Yorkers say it, like I believe it just because like I hear it on like every TV show I watch. That's like there's really no TV shows that are based out of Jersey that are fun in a way that's not self-deprecating.
I mean Sopranos, but that's not funny.
That's not fun.
Yeah, or
like
fun
Jersey Shore's fun, but that's like fucking extremely self-deprecating.
Yeah, they act like idiots. So I mean.
That's Jersey.
That's Jersey.
That's New York.
Now that's New York.
Now that's New York.
And then also the Real Housewives like made New Jersey look even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, this time next year, lyrically, you know, this is about the ups and downs of the career of the band and where they're hoping to get, hoping that, you know, all the hard work that they're putting into this, that at this time next year they're going to achieve all their goals and this and that. And I like it. Like this is like a departure from what he's normally talking about with the heartbreak and the depression and things like that. This is very much like, you know, this is like a very kind of positive song, an optimistic song, something really the only outlier lyrically on this whole record, which is cool too. I like it. I really like it.
I always thought like this was like that like teenage / young adult. Like, I'm fucking done with this place. Like, I want to get out and like I want to be somebody, right? Like a Day to Remember song. Yeah. I hate this town. It's so fucked up. Like everyone wants to get out and be something bigger.
Day to Remember are kind of dumb though.
Get the fuck out of Day to Remember, dumb. Fuck out of here. I'm not even going to this again. It's gonna be mad. Okay, not even going to this again.
Man.
Yeah, but like this is the thesis statement of the record. This record, this time next year, is about them being different people next year. This time next year, we're going to either be somebody or we're not going to be a band anymore. Like, I'm fucking tired of it. That's why a lot of like the breakup songs here, or like the heartache songs, are about like, dude, just fucking do it. Piss or get off the pot. Even like that Friend Zone one, like my favorite song. And he's talking about like, dude, I don't want to be your fucking friend. Just tell me the way it is. Like, are we doing this or not? Like, we're just done. We're like, Vinny's done. The band is done being just like, meh, we're either going to do it or we're not going to do it. And I like that.
I like it too.
They didn't really do it because it's signed with Drive Thru and like,
yeah.
I mean, you sign with Drive Thru as a band like this, you just you're dropping the bucket. You're a little you're fish in a big pond. You know what I mean? Like,
and honestly, and maybe like that's why they kind of fizzled out after this. I mean, the third record came out, which was moderately successful, but
it was so Drive Thru.
It was it was much more pop punk, very much Drive Thru, yeah. And then they broke up in 04, I think it was. The third record came out in 03, I believe, and then they broke up in 04. So, but also this band didn't have very good luck touring. So like I was reading that interview that Evan did that I was talking about earlier, and he was talking about how like, yeah, man, it's so hard to tour on the West Coast. Like nobody gets it, nobody likes us. So we've been out on the West Coast 3 times, and it wasn't good. And one of those times we got in a van accident because we hit black ice driving from Seattle down to California. We were supposed to end our tour in California, but we got in a van accident, and one of the guys broke their wrist. We all got fucked up, this and that. Yeah. Like every experience they had on the West Coast was just bad. And they just kind of like had a bad run when it comes to touring in the early days. And then they have this like big tour schedule in 2001. I forgot with who, maybe it was the Starting Line. I don't remember, but they had a big tour scheduled in 2001, and the whole tour got canceled because of 9/11. Like early on, like the band could have had a lot more success had they hadn't had bad luck.
Yeah.
Like really, I think it was just like bad timing. It was bad
timing.
Yeah.
Because there really is no reason. And like this is the second Movielife record, so who knows where they would have gone from there compared to like Brand New, compared to like Taking Back Sunday. Maybe they like their third, fourth, fifth record would have been like, holy fuck, this is like genre defining, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
But like again, bad luck, bad timing. We'll never know. And Taking Back Sunday still has a strong career. compared to Movielife, and
in the end,
that's it.
I mean, in the end, what Taking Back Sunday did on Tell Your Friends and what Brand New did on Deja and Tendu, I mean, it's kind of like a much more refined version, very different from each other. Like Brand New and Taking Back Sunday, those two records are vastly different, but in the end, they're very much more refined versions of this Movielife record and a lot of what was coming out in the scene at the time, and that's what blew up. And also, not to mention, which we're going to talk about in future Long Island season episodes, but the way the media pitted, the way the media pit Brand New against Taking Back Sunday, like they hated each other and they wanted to kill each other.
That was just perfect fodder.
Great marketing, but the bands didn't actually hate each other. They fucking came up in the same scene. They fucking liked each other. Like, it was so crazy how the media spun things and created this whole narrative that wasn't even, for the most part, wasn't even right.
It was so much easier back then to do that too, because somebody publishes an article, and the only way to like refute that article was to come out with like an interview in another article that comes out a month later.
Mm-hmm.
But like by that time, it's just like, you know what I mean?
Who's
Like,
going to
word is
believe
already
you?
spread.
Yeah. And social media wasn't quite a thing at that point. I mean, there were forums and things like that, but proper social media and Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, and everything. MySpace was in its infancy, or barely even alive at that point. So
yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So this time next year,
good.
Back to this time next year. I don't know. I mean that's pretty much.
We can
it.
wrap it up, kid.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I mean, the last song is Self Destruct, but I don't care about. We don't need to talk about that. We've talked about most of these songs anyway.
You don't care about songs now, because I care about all these songs.
Well, we're good. We actually talked about we've talked about most of these, probably 70% of these songs. So let's wrap it up. Give our final thoughts. Rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. Go.
This is a timepiece. This is a perfect timepiece, because this is something, again, I just don't understand like why some bands become popular and other bands that are like what I think are better and sound fucking identical just get thrown to the wayside. And it's just luck of the draw, I guess, marketing, touring. But it's interesting because going along with the touring thing, that's why a lot of bands don't come to the West Coast. Like when the Bouncing Souls do like a tour, the farthest it goes like Chicago. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense because like, man, fuck this state, dude. Well, I don't live in your state no more, but my state's even worse. Nobody gives a shit about my state. Like touring California, like what are you going to do? You're going to fucking play Orange County, then LA, and then like where are you going to go from there, right? Like fuck that, man. And even then, it's just, that's a pain in the ass, because if you're not a huge band, like you better hope and pray people show up. Otherwise, like pay to play type of thing. And then like your whole schedule, they have to go all the way to the West Coast. But where are you going to go? You can go up to Seattle. You can drive fucking 12 hours to go to Seattle. You can play in Portland. Nobody fucking plays in Portland anymore. You can go to San Diego. But then where do you go from San Diego? If you're not flying home, now you got to drive through Arizona, right? You got to drive through New Mexico. Who the fuck's going to come see the Bouncing Souls?
Yeah.
At like in Arizona? Like we will, but at a small venue. And like they're not going to make a lot of money. It's not worth their time. Yeah. It's not worth their time. They're too old for that. So I get why like the West Coast, man, it's a rough market in the West Coast. It's sad. It should be the best, but it's a rough market.
But there's also so many bands here. It's like
way too many bands.
Band that comes from the East Coast, like who's really going to see them unless like you're super into that particular scene or whatever. Like nobody's going to go see an East Coast band. There's already so many bands to see in just the LA and San Diego area. So what's the point?
I mean, the whole circuit of like, you could tour just the circuit of like Southern California and play 10 shows in like 2 weeks if you wanted to.
Well, I mean, that's why bands do West Coast tours. They'll do San Diego, LA, they'll do San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, and then that's it. I mean, but that right there, that could be, you could spread that out to 3 weeks if you wanted to, because going from LA to San Francisco is about 8 hours. Going from here to Portland is about 16 to 18 hours if you're driving. Going from Portland to Seattle, that's another like 4 or 5 hours on top of it. So I mean, that's a huge fucking distance if you're driving. And if you have no money and you're not making any money on these gigs, why the fuck?
California gas prices too?
I mean, even back then, like, I mean, prices were way cheaper back in the year 2000, 2001.
Hotels, gas prices, food,
or even if you're
expensive.
But even if you're sleeping in your van, The guys are all sleeping in their van. Is it really worth it? Because not only do you have to you drive up and down, but you have to drive all the way from fucking New York, from Long Island, across the entire United States. That takes 5-6 days to do. Like in itself, 5-6 days straight. Like if you're driving straight, it's going to take 5 days roughly to drive across the U.S.
Yeah, we drove from Orange County to Ohio. We drove straight. It took us 38 hours.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy.
We drove straight. That means there's 3 of us. We took shifts. We took 4-hour shifts. We didn't stop, only for gas, but we never stopped. It took us 38 hours.
It's fucking nuts. I can't believe you guys did that. I'm so glad I did not go on that trip. I almost went on that trip. I almost went.
You should have went on that trip. That was a good trip.
I don't know, man. 38 hours.
That trip was fucking wild.
I did the Portland thing a few times. That was a lot. The Portland one was a lot. Damn.
That trip, like the other person we went with, like there was one point where we were in like downtown Cincinnati. I guess like the statute of limitations is over on that one, but we're in like downtown Cincinnati, and that person was not 21, but we were at his bar early enough. We're like, hey, if we just like give you X amount of dollars, can we just stay here when your bar like really opens? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. And like I guess it was like you buy a mug for like $50, and then you can get like dollar refills. And we got so many dollar refills, and the other person drove home. Should not have driven home. And I distinctly remember like on the freeway, like opening the door and like sticking my whole body out of the car on the freeway with like that mug and just like scraping it on the asphalt to like see if the glass would like,
if it would break.
It was wild, dude.
I mean, that sounds like you. That sounds like something you would have done.
But that person should not have driven home.
I know who you're talking about too. Yeah.
That was wild.
Goddamn.
But yeah. Anyway, so like the movie life, you know, like this scene,
yeah.
It's a cool scene. It's a cool scene, and I wish like the Orange County scene was a little bit more close knit like this. It's not close knit, dude.
No,
even though we have a lot of really really cool bands, I think like the only band that I think would probably fit this bill was like the Vandals, right? The Vandals like the only band that really kind of like cared
universally, and they're universally liked.
Yeah, like everybody likes them, and like they still eat at like Orange County spots. They still like respect the community.
Yeah.
But like that's really it. Like what the fuck does the Offspring do for Orange County, right? Like what does Dexter do for Orange County? What does anybody do for like Southern California besides like the Vandals of that state? And they're not even that big compared to like the Offspring.
Yeah.
So like I really do like envy the Jersey scene of this era. Like if we were, because this is like right, I don't know when we're coming up, but like this is almost to the point where we're coming up and going to a lot of shows in high school. And like it would have been cool to be in Jersey, like seeing Taking Back Sunday and Brand New play 2003, 2004. We're like, we just started driving. We're still paying $5-10 for shows like that. Like we would have been all over this shit,
100%.
all over this
100%.
shit. Like we would have seen these guys play like in their infancy and carried it on. But like, no, we caught them at the tail end when they're way more expensive and playing bigger venues. And that's fine.
Even still, I remember seeing Take It Back Sunday for like $25, $30.
For $30, you can see them at a big venue, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I saw one time I saw Taking Back Sunday with who did we see? We saw them with Head Automatica.
Yeah.
And who was the other band? There was another band too.
Speaking of Head Automatica, the singer for Head Automatica is like BFS with Vinny.
Yeah, there you go. Another connection there. You know what I mean? It was maybe I don't remember what the first band was, but it was some band, Head Automatica, and then they played that one song twice because they were filming like some live video.
They played really twice or 3 times.
Yeah, they played it multiple times, and then Taking Back Sunday headline.
Beating Heart Baby.
That's what it was. Yeah, and that was that Long Beach Arena.
It was Long Beach Arena.
Yeah.
Long Beach Arena. It was still like under $50. Like, get out.
Yeah,
of
I think we paid $30 or $35 for that show.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Beating Heart Baby, baby, is it?
I mean, it's a bigger venue. I mean, it's a pretty big venue, and there was a lot of people there. Like I don't think it was sold out, but it was pretty full. And this is during the Louder Now. During Louder Now was when that record had just come out recently. I think only Make Damn Sure was the only single at that point.
What a band.
That was a good show. That was fun.
You got this new the little breathing in the beginning. Oh, so good. He's so good. Oh, I can't wait for that one. But yeah, I don't know. Movie Life, I'm under no impression that this is like groundbreaking. Again, I don't understand why this is so popular. but I love it for what it is. It's a timepiece. It's teen angst at its best. It's cute. It's demure. But like, I love this just as much as I love a lot of records that I give a 3 to. But it just feels gross giving a 3 to this because we just gave Sabbath I didn't give that one a 3, but we gave other Sabbath records a 3. Why did I give Forbidden a 3? I gave it a 0.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I gave it a fucking 0. So like, this is a good. I'm going to give this a 2.75. It probably should get a 2.5, but 2.75 just because I really, really do like Vinny. He's one of my favorite songwriters. I love him. So I'm going to give it a 2.75 because I'm fanboying.
Okay, that's fine. This one, like I said, this week has been my whole time with the band, my whole time with the band. So I've listened to this record 4 times this week. And that's fine. It's good. I really like this. I'm going to get this on vinyl. I think it's great. It's very of its time, but that's not a knock to the record because there were so many bands, like we said, that were inspired or in this band that formed other bands, like Taking Back Sunday and Brand New. The scene was cool. I'm not going to keep going over what we already talked about. With Long Island starting Long Island season, I'm going to give this record a 2.25. 2.25 out of 3.
Good.
It's solid. Good. I don't think it's the best from the era. I don't think it's the best of the bands, but it's really fucking good. And yeah, got nothing bad to say about it. So
2.25 is a good score.
2.25 for me on this Movielife record. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's it. That's all.
Just lose it.